Okay, it looks like this is the last crossover minute in the walk of the Proverbs path this evening. This one may be a little fun with. Proverbs 26 says, most men will proclaim each his own goodness, but who can find a faithful man? So I always think it's a little interesting, and I say this with a lighthearted smile when someone puts on it some social media, their Facebook or LinkedIn or something like that, they say, I'm humbly honored that I received such and such award or got to do this or that, or a name drop with someone. And it's just kind of funny. It's like, okay, that's that. I don't know if, if that is humble or not, or if it's kind of a smooth over, and, we want to get a little bit of attention by saying, so we still kind of, um, I, there's a little bit of multiple things we could say and talk about, and I like to say this lightheartedly just because I understand how social media is, and I understand how it's kind of nice to put something out there that you connect with, you did, or it's just there's a balancing act between. I just I guess here's my at least initial thought. We can have a discussion about this and think through it, but when we feel the urge, the need to tell people either online or in person about things we've done or experienced, or talk about some good things or accolades or whatever, we can always just in our own way, in our own time, just between us and God, not making this big old scene about it, what but like, you know just some self checks of the heart. God, do I need to rein anything in? Do I am I really kind of taking it a little too far? Or am I really even maybe a little bit have a little tinge of codependency on attention or on people's approval, or you know, or is it just flat out pride, or I don't know, just I think we can humbly and graciously and in God's grace and patience, just talk it through with God sometimes, or just kind of do self checks here and there. Just we should be tending the garden of our heart every day anyway, in different areas, including areas that may be good or kind of solid, or what. Still watching over it, watching over, make sure there's not a little weed starting to grow, or a little opening in the fence line in that area where a little fox can get in and start stealing from the vine, or things like that. Because the enemy only takes a little crack to kind of sneak in and wedge in and start opening up things that weren't even there before. Um, it's just a thought. I mean, could we resist the temptation of letting our right hand know what our left hand is doing more frequently? Or, um, you know, is where, just where are we at, with things like that? And some of us may discover that, oh, maybe I should pay a little attention to that. Here's a thought. I mean, I don't know. Again, I'm really totally brainstorming this one out loud, talking, thinking out loud. Of course, I'm talking out loud. Um, what if we said, 30 days, I'm not going to talk about myself on social media, or on, I don't know, on to people. Maybe it's something I'm that used to doing, that I actually literally need a break. 30 or 60 days. I'm not going to brag about myself or tell things about myself that I've done, or some cool thing I did, or some really benevolent thing I did, or whatever, or some famous person or situation or accolade or what award or whatever. I don't know. I'm just I'm just thinking. Um, I don't know. It's kind of like a social media thing. Like, could I go 30 or 60 days without Facebook or whatever my social media platform of choice or choices are? Like, could I even log out of them from my phone, or and not get on? I don't. Again, anything that anything of this world and this life, that's not sin, that we can't say no to. That is, I'm not talking about things that we, responsibility, or that we have necessity of. I'm talking about, like, things that are amenities or hobbies or interests or just likes or things, if we have a hard time or find it impossible to set those things aside, it might have a little toehold or foothold, or maybe even a vice grip or stronghold on our heart and soul and our life. And, and hey, we're human. We're susceptible to these things all the time, things that are interesting to us, or that we enjoy, or that we feed off of, or that maybe a source of comfort or encouragement, or whatever, just multiple things. Um, it's just, I don't know. I read it, and it just kind of, it reminded me of just kind of a, funny scenarios that I've seen over the years on certain posts. And I myself have put posts out there in the past where it was, you know, sharing what I was sharing was kind of giving some type of attention to me for the nice thing that it was about or whatever. So it's, I'm sure in some way, shape, or form, many of us have done this. Um, so I'm sitting with you in this. I'm not talking at anybody. These videos are never like that anyway. I always intend them to be, we're discussing side by side together with all these things. But I'm just opening up the thought, because maybe it's not something that people think a lot about or that is talked about. So why not just at least mention it, just to put a thought out there that people can have self-awareness, or just have, and that could lead to other forms of self-awareness and just watching over the heart and how we do things, right? So be blessed in your journey, and may it be just a time, day after day, and stage and season after season, of just really genuine discovery, like really knowing God more for who he really is, and coming to new places of surrender and humble honesty, and realization of who we are in Christ, but also where we really actually are, but where we can be, and how to get there, the path to be there. And I'm not talking about as far as works and effort and earning God. I'm talking about just new places of freedom, new places of surrender, new places of repentance if need be, and new places of holding on to God for who he is, and being capable of trusting him more, just being able to experience a deepening sense of intimacy with him. May you be graced with such encounter, and really personal experience with God in that way, through his word and through his spirit.